Hello, in this short video I'm going to show you how to fix any remote at all, be it master remote, cable TV remote, your decoder remote, any kinds of remote at all. In this video I'm going to show you how to fix it with just a pencil. Okay, so I have three remotes here with me. This is your regular TV remote that came with a TV, and this is the master remote. And this remote is supposed to work with any kind of TV at all. So this remote is currently not working at all. I'm supposed to input a code in this remote rather, and it will work with most TVs out there because it's a master remote or a universal remote. While this is your decoder remote, this one is for the cable TV. I'm going to show you how to fix it. This is for DSTV. So it's not working at all. So instead of throwing it into the bin and getting another one, I'm going to show you how to fix it. So to be able to fix this remote, this is a master remote. You can see none of the button on the remote is currently working. So this is the one I'm going to work with right now, and then I'll go to the other ones as soon as I'm through with this. So I'm going to remove the casing around this remote, and then I'll remove the batteries first. I've been able to remove the batteries from the remote first, and then we'll dig in. So I'm going to remove the case around the remote. So most of the remotes doesn't have screws holding them, but if yours have screw, you can just remove the screw, but most of them doesn't come with screw. So you just pry it open with a flat screwdriver, and then gently remove the plastic so it doesn't break while you're trying to remove it. Okay, so it is out now. So this is where I'm going to be working on. This is the panel that we are going to be doing much of the work on. Now, if you notice this panel, you can't really see any major components here. It's just this particular IC here. You can see this IC chip here. This is the only component you can see visibly here on this remote, and this doesn't go bad easily. So most of the time the problem is not from this particular chip, it's just a connection issue, which I'm going to show you how to fix. Okay, just be patient with me. I'll show you how to fix it with just a pencil. So I'm going to remove the panel so that I can be able to check. Now, the first thing you want to check is to make sure that the problem is not from the battery, because if the battery terminal is not well connected or it doesn't make contact with the battery, it will not be able to give you what you want. It won't work. So the first thing I want to do is to make sure that the battery terminals are good, and then this area too is good. So to test that, I'm going to use my multimeter just to test and to make sure that the battery terminals are good, which is the first thing first. If the battery terminal is not good, you just have to look for a way to just work on the battery terminal. Okay, so this, I'm going to set my multimeter to continuity, and then I'm going to be making use of my pencil later, but I just want to test the battery terminals to be sure the problem is not a battery contact issue. So I'm going to be making use of a pencil. Any pencil will do, and the reason why I'll be making use of a pencil is because pencil conducts electricity. You know that the black lead in the pencil conducts electricity, so electricity can flow through it. So this terminal, I'm going to just trace it with my multimeter to be sure it is contacting the board. So I'm going to place one probe on the terminal and one probe on the other contact that is connected to the board. Okay, so the battery terminals are good. And in case you don't have a multimeter or you're not IT savvy, you don't know what to do, so what you just do is you can just get something like a sandpaper and just sandpaper the contact point of the battery terminals. Okay, so most of the time it's just connection issue from this particular chip all the way down to each of the buttons. So you can see that the connection is this line that goes all the way from here down to the chip, all the way down to this chip here. So the problem is often a loose contact around around these areas, which we are going to be connecting back with just the pencil. So we just get a pencil and we just shade the areas that have lost contact, and then your remote is back again. So I'll set this aside, and then I will just check where the contact, where we lost the contact on this. So from the point of that of the chip to that part that looks like a bulb, a tiny LED bulb, I'm just going to test to be sure. And from my test here, I noticed that connection is lost on this on the left hand side. So yours can be on any side. And don't worry if you don't have a multimeter, just use a pencil and just shade around any area that you feel that has lost connection on it. You can just do a general swipe on it, and then you'll be able to fix the problem. So you can just look at it with just look at it visibly. You see visible damage or visible mark there or rust around there, you can just reshade it with your pencil, and then the problem is fixed. So what I'm going to do now is to begin to shade those areas that I feel that has lost contact with the chip. So that is what I am doing right now. In case you haven't done already, you can just like and subscribe, to the channel, like the video, so that you won't be able to miss out any other videos that I have coming up on the channel. So I am going to shade evenly. Remember, if you do not have a multimeter or any of this electronic gadget that you can use to test, don't worry, just get your pencil and just visibly look at. You should be able to see areas where there looks like rust. Use your pencil and just shade those areas. You'll be able to connect back the lost contact, and the problem is fixed. So I've been able to shade all of them with my pencil. So I'm going to couple it back, and the problem is solved. And again, in case you're asking why I'm making use of a pencil, that lead in the battery, that black in your pencil, the black lead in your pencil, conducts electricity. Okay, so it can allow electricity, some amount of voltage, to be able to pass through it. Not electricity now, voltage, to be able to pass through it. So that is the reason why I'm making use of it. So I'm going to couple it back and then fix my battery, and the problem is solved. So what I'm going to do right now, the same thing I did to this, I'm going to do it for the remaining two remotes. So this is other remote. I've been able to do the same thing for this remote. You can see this remote doesn't work before. You can see it is working now. The contact is back and the LED is showing. This doesn't work before, but I was able to fix it with that same pencil, and then you can see that it is working now, and the LED indicator is showing, and you can see it is working fine right now. So I'm going to go to my TV and test as well with the other remote I fixed first. Okay, so I'm going to test it on the TV right now. So I'm going to try out the volume up and the volume down. You can see it is working perfectly fine. And then, so that is it, folks. It's working fine. Just make use of a pencil. Thanks for watching. I'll see you some other time.